The other day I was listening to this one dude, a content creator on the YouTube machine. He is a millennial born in 1990, 6 years younger than me. Has life experiences largely similar to the ones that I had. And I remember listening to his content. He was speaking about artificial intelligence and what under heaven AI is doing in these streets. And how it is that he was among the last generation of young people to grow up with basically being largely normal, being able to wake up in the morning and actually knock on a door to go and see a friend instead of like spending life behind a cell phone, WhatsApping each other, and that's how you hang out with friends. You actually had to go and see if your friend John was home, and sometimes his mother might be like he's grounded or whatever, and so that's how you're like, oh snap, I guess I'm not going to get to ride the bicycle today, right? Millennials, especially the older millennials, are the last generation to essentially enjoy a life that is free from cell phones and artificial intelligence as children, right? And then he mentioned this one illness that was just doing its rounds when we were all growing up, an American guy, and I could somewhat relate because of a whole bunch of stuff that I'd even watched on TV, speaking about how it is that every single time older people would get sick in the community, they were immediately diagnosed with an illness called dysentery. It made me laugh. Everybody had dysentery when I was growing up. I remember being South African. Listen, whenever old people had an issue, they had dysentery, and I didn't even know what in the world dysentery was. I just knew that they had it. And when he said that, I burst into laughter because I was like, oh my goodness, this guy, I can relate. And I couldn't believe that being as young and as I guess modern as he is, that we have our own version of a ubiquitous illness that is given to everybody, because there's yet to be maturity pertaining understanding that, listen, not everybody that has a slight fever or has a slight runny tummy has dysentery. It could be something else. You don't just get to blanket paint people with diseases, but there was a time back in the day when everybody had not so much dysentery but the dropsy. And my version, my generation's version of the dropsy is dysentery. And after he said that, I laughed, I giggled. And recently the Lord has been saying to me, he's been using that word dysentery quite a lot to help me understand how it is that black people, where you find yourselves now spiritually, right? Everybody has dysentery in your eyes. You have not progressed, you have not advanced, you are refusing to realize that people have got different reasons for why they're going through life. And to you, Wonkomoto needs to go back to the ancestors, and dysentery to you and the dropsy to you, our ancestors, and everybody got that disease. Everybody.